Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Total War Warhammer 2 The Shadow and the Blade, where we are going to, believe it or not, kill some dwarves. I know, it's crazy. Since when? Since when do we ever fight a dwarf? I do believe we need to manual this. To be perfectly honest with you, maybe not. Nah, it's going to kill a bunch of my guys if we don't manual this. And I don't know that we necessarily are going to need all of these charges, or even that we'll have time to use them, but we may as well. Hit them. We've been accumulating a ton of food lately. It turns out you can fight enough to offset all of the consumption we're doing if you just are at war with enough players. So we should see very, very significant damage against the Slayers as they come in toward us. It's worth noting, actually, that giant Slayers are more vulnerable to ranged fire than normal Slayers are. Let me show you what I mean by that. The normal Slayer units have this whirling axes thing, so they effectively have 30% shields. The giant Slayers do not have that thing. So actually that's kind of annoying. We use a lot of bullets. Probably will be fine. I don't think there's any benefit at all to us. This is unusual, but I don't think there's any benefit at all to us starting near them. So I think we're going to play way back here. Let our reinforcements come in. We just want to give our catapults just barely enough range to hit. We probably want to be hitting the ranged units with them, so I'm going to roll them back even. We just want enough range to hit their ranged units. That's too much. Maybe a little further forward, because the dwarves are going to be walking forward as the battle starts. Happy with that. Good enough. And then the warp lightning cannons can be also right here. For some reason we only have 3 warp lightning cannons. It could be further back, I suppose. You know, I could put them up on the hill a little bit. Yeah, that's cool. You guys, don't know. We'll figure it out. Warplock Jezzails. At this range. No. There we go. Now the Jezzails have a shot. Do we want to change? No, it's pretty flat and even terrain. Rattling guns have to be closer. Ooh, rattling guns have to be, like, really closer to be able to fire right away. So I like that. I like being able to fire right away. You want to be, like, on the side of the hill there. There we go. But obviously that does have the problem of letting the enemies get right up on top of us. So let's talk a little bit about Slayers. Normal Slayers are anti-large. They do a fair amount of armor-piercing damage. They're going to do some real damage to our Stormies. The Giant Slayers, on the other hand, have a much higher percentage of armor-piercing. So they're actually pretty, like, they're pretty really good against a bunch of our melee. We might... I was thinking we would play way back. Maybe we should just play way back. You guys don't need to be able to fire right away. You can be back here and it'll be fine. Right? Yeah. The enemies have to come over here to try to kill us. And all of you dudes, just be nearby. What do we do with the Doom Wheels, or with the Doom Flayers? I have no idea. No, I do. We're gonna put them over here, and we're gonna run around over here in the hopes of being distracting. You guys should be back, though. Okay. I'm not actually too concerned about our reinforcements coming in. Our reinforcements are total garbage units anyway. Now that we are on the bell, we have this bell ability here. The ability to give vigor and leadership to all Skaven everywhere, except also it might horribly harm him. He's also a much better melee combatant now. Let's see if we can get some attention. Obviously, our units will just start doing the thing by themselves. As the enemy approaches into melee range, we will try to use the units from the garrison to absorb damage from them. But it looks like they're mostly concerned with like grouping up in a way that's I don't think is going to be particularly helpful. Well, fine by me. I'm gonna try to grab some attention from these guys over here, and then we're gonna run off in this direction. See how much we can distract them. Because it would be really cool if we could keep them from ever advancing on us. Speaking of, here's a thing to stand and fight while my catapults work. Shoot at the middle of the enemy units. Oh my god, it's working. They're totally going to fall for this again. The fools. Where's all the catapult fire? It's taking entirely too long to reload. Can't help but notice that one unit of Doomflayers seems to be moving a lot slower than the others. You having some problems? Okay, they figured it out. They get slowed by rune nonsense? Was that what that was? Because they did have a spell effect on them. Alright, we're just gonna basically run around in a circle here and see if we can get the enemies to follow us. Again, basically just anything to keep the keep these guys from moving in on the guns. Want to buy maximum firing time. It's working, for the most part. We're about to have some problems on this side. Actually, we can just charge here. That's looking pretty bad for them. We could probably retarget the catapults. One of you fire here. The other one needs to turn a little bit. I want them all charging the same target. Probably not, right? Alright, it's probably, sadly, time to move forward. I'm going to try to do this in such a way that I'm not abbreviating the firing angle of the Rattling guns too much, but obviously they have to be kept safe, at least. And also, we are definitely close enough to start talking about spellcasting. So, where's our man? Alright. We're going to move over this way, because we might actually engage in melee combat a little bit here. Not because it's necessarily the best thing to do, but because we can. We also picked up Scorch from our bell, which is fine. Honestly, it's not a thing we're going to get a lot of play out of, I don't think. Do we want a 13th? Yeah, let's throw down a 13th spell. We might actually get some value out of the explosion over here. Let's say right about there. Wait, hold on. I did not overcast it. I want the sword and shield guys. Okay. Okay, so that did some okay damage, it looks like. And now our foolish enemies have gathered up a little bit. We're going to try to drop these rocks in such a way that they don't annihilate our own units. And then, of course, it is time for a great big blessing of filth. Now, I will say, our guy's a lot better at melee combat than he used to be. He is still... I totally forgot about these dudes, but I don't think they're super relevant. He is still not able to defeat Ungrim Iron Fist in single combat. That's a thing we gotta resolve. So I'm gonna have all of the gun teams turn and shoot at him, and then we are going to drive away from him with a great quickness. And in fact, I'm gonna summon these guys up here, and we're gonna grab one of our units of Doomflayers. Got slowed, I think. I guess, actually, we may as well have you guys stay on the beat, since... Yeah. We should be able to outrun those guys pretty easily, because that's how wheels work. May as well make an unholy clamor here. Let's summon some more rats. Can't help but notice there's a lot of people not actually shooting at the dude. I'm gonna go over here and give him a bump with the bell, so we can knock him over and then back off again. Take that. Okay, this is so annoying. I hate the fact that the indicators for morale and cloak and stuff completely cover your buttons and make them unclickable. That is obviously not the way that should ever work. Wow, our Doomflayers are taking huge amounts of damage very quickly. I mean, Giant Slayers. I guess this is what Giant Slayers are for. But even so, I'm amazed by the speed of it. What's going on here? How are we pretending that we are just letting this happen? We do have a bunch of units running in terror from the enemy, so that's not helping. Like, there definitely should not be dudes just in my catapults. Yeah, filth. Do a filth on them. Take that, Iron Fist. Take that, tiny dwarf man. All three of you need to get the hell out of there. Here, charge these guys. That'll make you feel better. Are we getting Ungrim Iron Fist? Yeah, kinda. Sorta. Alright, we apparently need a little bit more help on this side. Once Iron Fist is killed, obviously it's going to help a lot. Alright, so he's doing a good job clearing up the melee. It doesn't give him great melee stats, but it does give him the ability to just knock people over constantly with every single attack, which makes it really hard for them to fight him. Like that. Alright, Ungrim Iron Fist he's taking some hits. Iron Fist? Iron Hammer? I don't remember what that dude's name is. Yeah, man, I thought the whole thing with dwarves is they were supposed to be slow-moving. Sure would be nice if we had not had a whole dwarf army just appear underneath us. Although I guess that is kind of a dwarf thing to do. What am I doing? You're not going to be able to hit that guy. Because he's going to be dead. Yeah, just never let him hit you. Cause a distraction here. And we definitely need our ranged units to either shoot the boss or start doing other things. This thing where they're occasionally shooting him just often enough for me to go, you know what, we don't need to turn them around, is the pits. Totally sucks. The Rattling Gunners, at the very least, should turn around. Okay. I cannot believe these guys are still fighting, frankly. This battle is definitely massively over. Come on, Doomflayers. Get out of there. It does take a long time to kill armies that are made up of Slayers. For some reason, it is always the case that those last couple of kills just take forever. Alright, get the thing done. The real bummer here is that with this amount of losses, it's going to be a huge pain in the ass when the Border Princes attack us later this turn. My whole strategy, my whole ambush strategy, was already a little iffy without a dwarf army showing up completely out of nowhere and ruining everything. Okay, this is the last group of them. God, look at the size of that thing. Like, relative to the other rats, it's much clearer how large it is. Well, it was a close victory. It's closer than it had any right to be, that's for damn sure. I hate dwarves so much. They fought until there were only 53 bodies left in that army. Ugh. Yeah, now we're in no shape to fight. Fortunately, it is still the case that when the Border Princes come forward to attack us, we can just fall back. Which we will have to do at this point, and then we're going to have to go and recruit. Which means falling all the way back to, like, Maragliano. Yeah, man, that really sucks. Take the tiny, tiny amount of replenishment. We are a Slayer King Slayer. Honestly, that's not a horrible trait. The traits that affect your characters are almost always worse than the traits that affect your armies, but it's okay. Yep, so this happens, we retreat back through Zvorak, far enough back that we were not in reinforcement range, so it gets taken easily, but probably they will focus on it, because the AI loves to do that. And then we still actually have to fight one of the armies. Well, this sucks. We are not really set up to deal with this amount of cavalry. We may have to use a Doom Rocket. We may not even survive, even with a Doom Rocket. It's a good thing we have Warp Lightning Cannons. It's a good thing we have so many gunners. Cavalry does not fare well against that stuff, generally speaking. One thing that we are probably going to have to do here is try to use our Doomflayers to draw their cavalry forward ahead of the rest of the army, because we need them to get into kill range. And we definitely need to like play as far back as we can. This sucks. We do not have enough units for this. Yeah, we really don't have enough units for this. Maybe we play over here a little bit more. I want them to have to cross the water. So maybe it's more like Jezzail's up here, Rattling Guns here. Yeah. And then weak, immediately shattered units of Storm Vermin. nearby to try to absorb cavalry charges. I don't know, man. This is pretty bad. I'm feeling, like, very demoralized by the amount of damage we took fighting those dwarves. You just hang out nearby. Hopefully not in such a way that you block any shots. You know what? This will be a little safer. And we need the Doomflayers to be up here, because somebody's got to get vision of the enemy so that we can shoot catapult shots at them. Okay, they attacked me. They'll come forward. We just need to make sure that we stay in visual range so that we are firing at the instant we can. Alright. That was an okay hit. So we need to try to, like I said, get the attention of the cavalry, draw them forward, thinking that they can catch the Doomflayers, and then cut them to pieces with, like, rattling gun fire before the rest of the army gets close. Oh, those guys are maybe breaking ranks? Maybe. Hard to tell. Yes, they totally are. Okay, that's good. Okay, so we need to probably actually roll Remamute over here a little bit more. And unfortunately, we don't have anything that will allow us to just slow the enemy here. What we can do is move up and hit him with the filth. And then, do I want to use these guys as a way of just slowing the enemy advance a little bit? Like, we could drop a unit of summoned rats on these dudes and get this group to turn inward. I think that's maybe a good idea. What do we care about most from the catapults? I mean, obviously, killing those gunners would be good. Yeah, I don't have a lot of hope here. I think we're going to lose this army, if I'm being frank. Yep, just keep drawing their attention away. It's working a little bit on this side. Here comes the ugly part. Alright, we're going to do the non-overcast version of this, because the overcast version summons sword and shield guys, so we want to summon halberds. Get him. Okay, so some stuff's got to change on this side. You lot have to shoot horses. You guys have to get in front. These guys are going to have just a real hard time participating, frankly. This is actually working pretty quickly, though. We're getting the thing done with some speed. How do we want to use our spells? Well, we probably ought to drop some rocks over here in front of the approaching ground enemies. Yeah, and this just needs to. If we deal with the horses, we probably win. Is where I'm at on this. So it's really important that we deal with these damn horses. You guys are gonna have to. Boy, that looks real thin, but look at that. Look at the cowardice. Just stopped moving forward entirely. Alright, hold up, hold up. They're trying to flank. We should probably see if we could stop them. So you stay in. Probably we need the Doom Flayers to get back here and hit some humans. Now keep in mind, the other Border Prince's army that's nearby actually can't attack us. They spent all of their movement occupying the city. So, if we hold here, we're safe for the whole turn. Like, we will actually get to have our turn and run away and stuff. So we're close. I'm not going to say that we're doing it for sure, but we're close. Let's have you guys come up here. And then we're probably going to have to do a wither or something to help us get through these greatswords. I think they're going to be a real problem. Let's get a filth. Okay, hold on. Who's fighting what over here? That's some clan rat spears on that guy. On this, you know what? He can roll over here. We don't need him over on that side nearly as badly. You guys should fire into the mass of our own units, I think, at this point. Seems like the only sensible thing to do. The other catapult is firing, yeah, those guys are under control now. That's broken. So we really do just need the catapults to begin focusing over here. Sorry, that's the wrong unit, catapults. And we probably want to turn the warp lightning cannons this way as well. I mean, they're right here. Because these horses are basically done for, right? The halberds will totally get them. I guess we do have a greatsword problem, which we can't actually solve very easily. We can just throw bodies at them. Waste their time. I guess maybe I want to save magic for a second, though, because it would be really cool. I'm going to use a fireball. It would be really cool to do another 13th spell on this side and get another unit of Halberd Storm Vermin. Okay, that's totally working. We just need to make it to 17. Gotta get over there and deal with him. You stay on those guys, but you guys gotta turn around. Alright, the dreaded 13th spell. Do it. This is actually working a little better than I thought it was going to. Which is not to say that we don't have melee in the gunners, because we absolutely do. But, like, there are parts of this that are working. Okay, you guys need to change targets. Frankly, we could just do a charge into these greatswords from the side here. These rattling guns are still firing this way, which is definitely right. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's close, but we might be able to make this happen. Yes, that's right. Run back into the halberds. Which means that we have bodies available for other stuff. You guys should try not to stay in on that fight. Catapult fire is looking a little nonsensical right now. Down to one catapult here due to Empire Knights, all up in my business. This is bad. We're definitely losing the line a little. Actually, you guys turn around and fire there. You guys keep on the knights, but it looks like those knights are about to be broken. And I think Our Lord is doing okay fighting their Lord. These are just random human nerds, like we don't have to be quite as afraid of them as we were of the dwarves, even though they are melee specialists. We also cause fear and stuff, which factors into the battle quite a lot. Oh, this sucks. We're gonna have to bring our Lord over here. It is also worth noting that he's not immortal, so we really, really don't want to lose this army. He's so close to being immortal. Alright, you guys need to turn around and get back over here. Oh boy, yeah. Alright, do your best. You guys... You guys have to turn. That's going to be tough. That's going to be tough to get them in position and shooting at the right thing while it still matters. And like this is really rough because our units are not doing and they're not making any effort at all to fight the enemies. Sometimes gun units just don't, right? Like, sometimes gun units are just not interested in fighting. Or not interested in shooting. Despite the fact that, in theory, it should be the only thing they're interested in. Oh, we're getting close, we're getting close. Seeing a lot of surrenders. Yeah, there we go. Ooh. We pulled it out, and without spending a Doom Rocket. I wonder how many of our units are still alive. We definitely lost some. Looks like the important stuff survived, like all of the special weapons. We're going to have to re-recruit a bunch of melee. But we should be able to get away to do that now. And Remamute himself survives. He's like level 17 or something. It would really suck to lose him now. It always seems like the AI is aware of that, and as soon as your units get near level 20, all of a sudden it's a blitz to kill them. Alright, turns out the Border Princes have nothing better to do. We're going to go talk to those dwarves. I know I've said it before, but this time I mean it. Dwarves? Orcs. We're going to go talk to those orcs. Alright, Vashnar is going to run through and mess with Reichland a little bit, which is fine by me. I wish he was a little more effective at it. Alright, a failure to assassinate. Okay, bunch of garbage. Maybe too much garbage. Okay. First things first. This stuff, over here in the forest. There we go.
Warlock, master of Scryer.
Wildfitch rides out and kills this rebel army.
Overrun it. Power up.
Now that we've done that, I think we shouldn't have to spend time in the forest anymore. I think we can take this army elsewhere. 3 turns off of completing the bell there. We are not quite holding positive here. We might have to turn him around and have him do a little bit more fighting. Okay, definitely upgrade bells. Build bells, upgrade bells. Okay, Remamute. 6 units lost. Really a shame. Do we want to grab Voice of the Horned Rat? Probably not. Now that he is a little bit more impressive in melee, there's definitely an argument to be made about buying some of this yellow stuff. But maybe we just want to start picking up like blue or red line. The biggest benefit of the blue line, again, is upkeep reduction, which is still relevant for us. We still are trying to run a lot of armies. There's also definitely a lot to be said for like respected and feared. If he's going to be down here by himself a lot, Lightning Strike has greater value for times when we can't, times when it would be really great for a an offensive ambush to go off, but it doesn't. Lightning Strike gives you a guarantee that you can at least get a one-on-one battle, which is fine. I think I'm going to end up... I think we're going to blue line him a little bit. We could really use the upkeep reduction, and his army's expensive. Also, ambushes. Much more important when you're alone. Oh, there were 2 skill points. Well, you know what? I want to do that, but we actually should probably also cap out some of our spells. Okay, you need to hard march into the distance. There is no way they will be able to keep up. We are very fast. Okay, good replenishment here. We'll get back across the border, we'll do some recruiting. We'll figure things out. I cannot believe how many armies they are constantly able to devote to harassing me. Vomit can very easily win a solo battle here, but Infectique should help. I'm going to have Vomit actually engage because I want him to be the one who won the battle for loyalty purposes. The Gunnarsson Kron. 7% physical resistance isn't too bad. And we got ourselves some Skalm. Huh. Sounds like a Norskin thing. Okay, so you have all that. We can grab... We have Rally. We could grab one thing from this box. Obviously, we don't actually benefit from any of it yet, but just to get through and get standard die. So let's go... He has a lot of Storm Vermin, he has a lot of Death Runners, and he has a lot of other stuff. He has a lot of this stuff. Let's take Warp Smart. Those units are the ones who are most likely to survive and get kills too, so they'll level up quickly. Alright, and do we take out Valmir Gosser as well? Probably. That can be Ikit Claw's job. We'll have Infectique come up behind him. Yeah, because Ikit Claw's not going to be able to move much further forward anyway. And then we have to decide exactly what we want to do with our armies in terms of positioning. Like, how far south do I want to take people? Really, we're going to pretend that this is like anything close to a fair battle. Okay, well... It sure doesn't look like it should be very hard, does it? I guess we gotta do it manually. So we want to... This is definitely a play it back kind of thing. We may as well bring full menace below charges. I'm surprised it's gonna make me fight this out. This seems like a way easier battle than some of the things that it has let us... that it has given us decent auto-resolve on. So their gunners are gonna get little to no damage out. Their characters are going to get torn apart. Yeah, this is going to be like very, very easy. The terrain's on their side a little bit, although there's an awful lot of water, which is going to make it tough for them to approach us. So we play way back, we let the second army come in, we mass up our siege equipment, and then we go at them with 4 catapults, 2 warp lightning cannons, and Infectique has a unit of plague mortars as well. Oh, I was reading that as water. It's actually just a weird road. The very big statue of Sigmar. I assume that's Sigmar. I don't know about the Empire and their weird religious nonsense. Yeah, right? Like, there's no reason to do anything other than play all the way back here. I guess you guys should provide vision. Make sure that we are hitting our extra mana stuff, our extra wins. And like I'm saying, just make sure that we're keeping an eye on people. The terrain is definitely a little bit advantageous for them. It's awkward to get a clean angle of fire for the approach. Wait for everything to come in, and then we'll actually arrange our units. Probably what we end up doing here is splitting the siege weapons, so half of them are aiming at this angle and half of them are aiming at that angle. Sort of already there, I guess. How long until stuff finishes coming in? There we go. Okay, we don't really want the catapults to be in the woods, because we're going to get tree impact for some of the projectiles as soon as they're launched. You guys actually probably don't need to be recalibrated that much. It is kind of a pain in the ass to rearrange units this close to the map border. Let's just re-angle you a little bit. We have Warp Lightning Cannon, and the other Warp Lightning Cannon should get over here. And then all of you guys... Like, it really doesn't matter. Just don't be so far forward. Okay. So much of this battle is going to be done before they actually reach us. So we're going to put the gunners right here. You know what? Don't. It's too many units of guns. We could actually take some real damage there. Okay, you guys need to keep running. It is a little bit of a bummer how much babysitting you have to do with units. Like, they just don't... They have no interest in self-preservation. So, we can retarget a little bit here. I'm a little annoyed that we have to fight this. It's definitely like, I can feel that. We sure shouldn't have to think about this. This is not a real battle. All right, you guys form up a little bit earlier than I was saying. This should be fine, right? Everything's fine. Should probably move him more center. They're shooting fireballs at us. Pretty much as soon as we have a little bit of separation. Hey, you know what? We don't need a little bit of separation. Let's just do this. Again, a big part of this is just about drawing the enemy into not moving up on us. Alright. Rattling gunners kill their lord for having ridden so far forward, which is obviously terrible play on his part. The Doomflayers are going to have to hold him in position for a moment. You guys should be firing, and I'm not sure why you aren't, because it looks like you aren't. And then we need to prep some units for actual forward motion here. Is this a cracks call kind of situation? Honestly, you know what I'd really love here is Plague or a Black Whirlwind or something. Cracks call is kind of crummy for the situation we find ourselves in. Maybe it's, you know, we just start firing this stuff off. Alright, y'all, feel free to start shooting any time now. These guys are also just not firing? Yeah, they haven't fired a single time. Their ammo is still 100% full. I'm okay. A little confused about that. That's not even a thing where there could be a weird line of sight issue. Those are not direct fire weapons. Let's see. One of you guys should probably charge that. One of you guys should probably charge that. And then just need to... I think the hardest thing that's going to happen here, the hardest time we're going to have on this battle, is just getting our units to obey orders, it looks like. Because sometimes this happens, in my experience, when you have a lot of units, they become less responsive. Gunners will just decide not to shoot. Bow and arrow units will just decide not to shoot. Oh, they finally started. Okay, having a hard time getting the Doom Flayers to actually leave combat. That should be pretty easy. Doom Flayers on that. That's a fire spell that they cast on themselves, which is nice of them. You guys aren't even shooting your guns, so you may as well back up. Doesn't harm us any. Can we get some mortar fire onto the enemy ranged units? That would be fun. Alright, we're getting some decent damage out of the Doom Flayers, but also we gotta be careful about overcommitting and taking too much damage from the enemy ranged, as long as our there we go. As long as our units are choosing not to fire at the enemies for no reason, we gotta be real cautious here. Don't go directly toward the enemy ranged, but go toward the enemy ranged. You know, make stuff happen. For some reason, enemy Bright Wizard wandered into my melee lines, so that's going to be a problem for him. Yeah, weird decision making from the AI in a couple of situations over here. Seeing stuff like characters with no melee skill moving way up into combat, and I think there's something going on with the AI decision-making when you get this many units on the table, where it just completely breaks. You probably don't need to do any summons on that. You guys can back out, just don't die. Alright, pressure, pressure, pressure. We've almost got universal surrenders. There we go. That should be everybody. Okay. So yeah, our units kind of didn't want to do any of the things we told them to do, but it looked like the AI was being afflicted by that just as much. The units making like deeply nonsensical decisions. So I guess I can't complain too much. And yeah, that battle, like, we ended up taking casualties are very much in the neighborhood of what I was expecting. Really weird balance of power bar on that one. But these guys broken down. That's the end of the Border Prince's faction, or the Border Prince forces north of the mountains that we're aware of. They have 2 full stacks south of the mountains, and they can't have too much more than that because their overall faction balance of power bar with us is not showing a ton of red. In fact, I'm surprised that they have the number of armies that we saw, given how much that looked like it was saying we are stronger than they are. Alright, we have reclaimed the province. Killing characters left and right, which is good. Demolish that. Okay. So, this area is basically ours again. We probably need somebody to fall back and deal with the Empire armies that are going to be coming in. And it looks like that somebody is probably Vomik. Then Ikiclaw and Infectique can continue this way. You can be stealthy for a turn. You'll be back at full. Okay. So yeah, basically nothing happened in that battle. They had no hope. We could drop you, but I don't know if that's even valuable. Maybe rather than killing random characters who are unlikely to have any real effect on things, I should just be like assaulting garrisons and stuff. I don't know if we want to take Fyldorf. I guess we need them not to have it. We might burn it down, though. It's probably worth owning. Alright, so we'll get some decent damage in on that garrison. It should be pretty easy for us to walk in and take it next turn.
That is not wise.
Obside needs to get down here and help me out. Definitely in a public order kind of place right now. So we have 8,400 gold. I don't think I'm that interested right now in building up random areas. I think we need to focus our money on the task at hand over here. We are getting it done, though. A lot of stuff getting built. So I probably don't want to pass with 8,400 gold up. We could go dig in. I know that we've made some progress with our undercities over here. We managed to get Iron Rock under control, which has remarkably little money coming out of it. It's really like it's kind of nonsense how little money that is. I'm thinking maybe we don't build the deeper tunnels, because it would be nice to have some vision. I guess we don't need vision over here. Okay, so if I went deeper tunnels for 2,000 gold plus... not that, sorry. Yeah, I mean, this pays for itself pretty quickly, right? And even that is still... That's still more than 200 GPT. So let's do this and this and... this. 20 discoverability, yeah, that just covers for those. And then we have elf settlements that we could do that on as well. We've definitely been expanding aggressively. Tor Ivres is worth 2,600. Torfinu. Yeah, Tor Ivres is going to be the one. Wow, we've gotten under everything over here. We're doing very well. The Shrine of Asurion being mined up really helps. Well, I think this is the other place where we're doing a thing. Hold on, we gotta make sure that we build the tunnels. Does that leave me with enough money? Yes, it does. Okay, that's a good source of cash. It's also going to drain our food even faster, but I think it's worth it. So who do we have left? Balfitch killed some dudes already. Oh, we can turn off taxation over here and save it a little bit of trouble. We'll do the same thing there. Okay. So what do we want to do with Balfitch? If we think it's safe to leave the forest for a little bit, probably what we do is go look at these, right? We need to see about completing this province and maybe seeing what the building at Karakizor does. And yeah, that's it. So Remamute managed to survive, which I was very nervous about. We are going to have to deal with a fair number of Border Prince's dudes. Not very good ones, but still quite numerous, it turns out. So who wants to bet? How many enemy armies, border princes and Reichlanders and whatnot, are going to run out of the darkness and suddenly assault us this turn. I bet it's going to be 5. But you know what'll happen? We will stand strong through it. We are not afraid of them. I think we have proven that we can handle whatever garbage they can dish out. Reichland is more powerful than we are. Oh, look at that. There's one. Oh, if they take Kemperbad from us, we're not going to get to see how many it is. This is why we turn Vomit around, though. No, offside, damn it. He was just about to give me actual vision. God, I hate dwarves. I would also love it if we could get rid of these wood elves. So one of the armies, I keep forgetting to try to talk to those orcs. It takes too long. It's like 10 whole seconds between when we see them and I get to the beginning of my turn. How is a person supposed to remember a thing for that long? It's not possible, I tell you. Okay, I like that. Rashnar killed that Empire army for us. Real simple to reclaim Kemperbad for the 15th time. Right, Obside is wounded. Hey, look at that. Another wave rolls forth from the Chaos Waste. Literally, it's just going to keep happening forever. I don't even know why there's a dialogue for it. So this would have been a really good turn to be able to see what we're doing over there. Okay, growth. Nuln can't build the building that it desperately needs to build. Not yet. I think we do just take back Kemperbad. Again, treat it as a forward warning system. We may as well build that. Ready to pay for itself pretty quickly. We can get Carrick Bufdar for free, so we may as well. Oh, never mind. I was in March mode. I forgot how far I was able to move. Yeah, Carrick Bufdar is totally free. They can't even build a garrison. Oh, I think we're going to be able to get that. Although, fighting walled settlements with this army composition, maybe not totally ideal. Okay, so we need to bring on some new talent here. We can't recruit Storm Vermin. That's right, we recruited his Storm Vermin from Skaven Blight, which we can't actually do right now. Well, I mean, clan rats will have to do. We have places to be, right? We don't have a lot of time to screw around right now. What else can we recruit? Honestly, none of the things I would want. So we'll just grab a bunch of these guys. Yeah, that's fine. So that army's ready to rock next turn. They can maybe help with the Carrick Izor thing, because it looks like maybe that's not going to go as smoothly as I would like. Alright, that garrison's got to be pretty messed up. We know that the Border Princes are trying to bring an army forward to do something. I don't know how they think that army is going to help. We can also see far enough, thanks to Bilefitch, to know that they don't have the other armies coming up the pass. So I think it's pretty safe for us to go to Fildorf. Well, we may as well. I don't really see any downside to taking it. That deprives the dwarves of some territory and some money, and you gotta wait a second, because Infectique desperately needs levels. Okay, now we get them. Bunch of Banners and garbage we don't need. Oh, we moved just enough that we do not have ambush mode. That's fine. We'll just, like, stand back here. That's like being in ambush. Kemper bad. We don't want to bother improving. Alright, so. Slightly positive. More than slightly positive. How much of this is military crackdown? Oh, all of it. All of it and then some. Okay, we're holding positive-ish. We're working on this thing. We'll get there. In case you were wondering why things are building so slowly here, this place has a terrible climate for us. So doubled construction time for all buildings. It sucks. It is a shame. Okay, but I think we're positioned here. As positioned as we're getting. God, I wish we had more assassins. More living assassins. Yeah, we made some good forward progress here. Let's see how many dwarf armies show up from Steingart. We probably would survive anything other than like a really big push. We have a lot of highly a lot of high-tech, dangerous units grouped up in those two stacks. They're actually beating Reichland pretty soundly. We should do... I forgot to talk to the orcs again. I mean, it's not a big deal. I can give you a little bit of a preview of what's going to happen. We're going to say, hey, do you want to be friends on account of we're fighting all the people you hate? And they're going to say, oh yeah, I'd love to be friends. Then I'm going to say, hey, could you, as a gesture of friendship, maybe attack that settlement for us? And they're going to not respond for 2 turns, and then we're going to get a message from them that says, hey, they agreed to go attack that thing you asked, and then they will never show up or attack it. But I will feel a little bit better if we can get at least a non-aggression pact out of them. There's still a lot of chaos dudes, hopefully actually accomplishing something out there somewhere. Dominating Scheme is available, and I think we want to hit it. We could really use 2 public order. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, so let's have a quick look around here. We probably don't want to actually play this turn, because I'm going to get sucked into it and end up playing 10 more. It looks like... where is this army? You guys are not going to be able to get anywhere near Karakaiser this turn. Yeah, that might not be a this coming turn kind of thing. But we will get it, and it'll be tough for the humans to take it back, because they're going to have to walk around the slow way. The dwarves have that same mountain mobility that we have, so who knows if they'll be deterred. They might not have a lot of armies in this area, though, because they've been pressing on us so much. So, before we stop, a couple of things we're going to do. First of all, we are actually going to try to talk to those... Here we go, the top knots. Non-aggression pact. They really like the idea of a non-aggression pact. Would they pay me for it? Let's say 800 gold coins. Probably not. How about 300, 400 gold coins? Okay, cool. Free money. Then we're going to look at the other Skaven nations. See if they've come around on us yet. Okay. It's starting to look pretty positive. Nope, still not interested in any of our treaties. You we might be able to get. Okay, I'll take non-aggression pact. That will lay the groundwork for the trade agreement, which will be very, very lucrative. And then Clan Wars, you know. The number's very positive, but they feel stronger than we are, so that probably is influencing their reluctance to get in bed with us. I love that they're this strong, though. If they actually do end up turning on the dwarves, that'll be really helpful. Oh, Negarond has reestablished control of a port. We'll absolutely trade with them as long as they maintain control of that port, which is probably not going to be all that long. I can't believe they're still alive and in the game, though. So what are we making from trade? Okay, trade is worth 5,000 gold per turn at this point. That's pretty significant. That's more than we're getting from our entire Under-Empire, which is large-ish. Maybe a little bit less large than I would like. Okay, I think we're in a good place to stop. That is going to be it for us for today. Thank you all so much for watching. Come back next time, tomorrow. We've actually managed to break, I think, all of the waves of enemies that were coming at us. It might be time to go back on the offensive. Do you remember when we used to do that? We used to go places and kill the people who lived there. We'll come back tomorrow for some more of that. We'll see you then.